Hey everybody, many of you have been asking that I would do a tour or a walkthrough of our homestead. So I thought we would do that this morning. It's Saturday morning, the sun is just coming over the trees. So stick around and let's take a walk together. And let's just begin right here at the front porch. Sometimes you hear me talk about having slow mornings as a part of our retirement lifestyle. Well, guess what? This is where that takes place. We spend most of our time right here on the front porch. Each morning we get up somewhere between 5 and 5:30, and then about 6 o'clock we come out here and we have coffee and we catch up on our reading for self-improvement and development, and then we spend time talking together, which gives us quality time together. And so we usually sit out here from 6 to 8, sometimes even to 6 to 9. And whenever I talk about having slow mornings as a retirement lifestyle, this is it. It absolutely is one of the best benefits of retirement. And you just get up in the morning and you're compelled to go nowhere. You can just move at your own pace. So we sit up here and just look out over our homestead. These are our bird feeders. We usually have dozens of birds here, but right now I'm so close I've got them scared off. But you can probably hear them in the background. But this is our front yard looking out over the way. And I'll come up here to the front porch and show you our view from where we sit. I'll put these flowers out here that we like to sit and enjoy. And over here we've got lemongrass. And we just spend all of our time in the mornings right here, and it's just fabulous. Walking back out this way, I'll walk out and then spin around so you can see. Hopefully I'm not going too fast with all this. Slow mornings, one of the real benefits of retirement living. So let's take a stroll back around this way. The sun is coming up, so I'll try not to point the camera into the sun. Now, home is my happy place. I just love spending time here, and one of my visions of retirement was that I would not have to be compelled to go anywhere every day. If I want to get out, I want to get out. And so if I knew I was going to spend a lot of time at home, I wanted my place to be a comfortable place that I would enjoy staying. And we've got that here. There's plenty here to keep me busy. I bought this piece of property about 20 years ago and then paid it off. It was completely wooded. And then we built our home here and moved into it 8 years ago. So, and the home, the barn you see there in the back, this property, everything is 100% debt-free. And I talk about the importance of debt-free living and getting out of debt in my videos a lot. Let me tell you, it works, and you should really strive towards that. So let's go back this way, take a look at the blueberries that we have. See if we can get out of the sun there. Maybe we'll just come back around this the other direction. So we're going to do a loop around the other way so that I'm not looking into the sun. But right here is blueberries and grapevines. We'll come back to that in a minute. But looking over this way, across the backyard, I have a couple pear trees over here, and they're just loaded. The pears we have here are not soft pears like you find in the grocery store. These are called kefir pears. They have a hard skin on it, and the reason for the hard skin is so that they can resist pest and disease in this very humid environment where we live. Look at the pears on this tree. Isn't that great? I usually get about 80 or 85 pears off of this little tree. Look at those right there. And I have a second pear tree right here. It's a little smaller, But you can see there's pears up high right there. I planted these myself several years ago. Isn't that great? And then looking back this way, you can see I got a couple birdhouse boxes there. We have bluebirds that live in there. Let's spin back around this way. I want you to look at this live oak right here. Isn't that thing fabulous? Just beautiful. You can see I have a swing underneath it. And who wouldn't if you were enjoying country living? And then over there in the distance, you can see we have another little outbuilding. And underneath that Carolina carport is my tractor and my boat. Coming up in here, this is my pole barn that I had enclosed. I'll do a spin around. And then coming back into the barn, this is where I have my gym. Let me flip on the light, it might help out a little bit. I use my pole barn for storage, and this is a workbench, and you can see I've got some tools here. Do a lot of projects out here. I use this building for garden support, but over here is my part of the barn that I call my home gym. I have some rubber mats I got from Tractor Supply. You can see my squat rack there in the back and weight plates on the wall. Right here is a hex bar or trap bar that I use for deadlifting and things like that. Here's my dumbbell sets and kettlebells. And just being retired and being at 67 years old, I think it's important for me to try to maintain some level of strength and fitness. I'm not a bodybuilder by no means, but I do lift weights and exercise 4 days out of the week just to keep myself healthy. I think that's important. And here's some potatoes that I grew out of the garden. Look at that right there. Isn't that great? Keep them back here and to keep them out of the sun. And then there's one more tray up there on the top. So what I have here is 4 varieties. I have red Pontiac, red Lesotho, white Kennebec, and then something called Norcota, which is a russet. So let's go outside and walk towards the garden, and we'll go back over towards the blueberries and the grapevines and finish there. So as I mentioned earlier, we have 5 acres here, and I have about 3 acres cleared. I have a wood line on each side, about 100 foot wide. And then across the back, I have about 200 feet of wood line. And we just do this for privacy. This is coming around to the back side of my barn, towards the end of my property. If you can see the woods right there in front of me, it goes back about 200 feet to our property line. Here's another big live oak. Just look at that. Isn't that fabulous? There we go. It's a much better view. So this is coming along towards the back side of my property, and right here I have a garden. The garden is about 65 feet by 100 feet. And right now I don't have anything planted in it. I plant a spring garden and a winter garden and a fall garden. But in the middle of the summer, like it is right now, where we live, it's too hot to grow almost anything. And it's just not worth the struggle for me to be out here and it's 98 degrees and just having to water every day to keep everything alive. But what you see growing down here, it's not all weeds. I have something called buckwheat planted that I'm using as a cover crop just for weed suppression. And I'll let it get up about 1 foot high and then mow it down, till it under, and plant my fall garden in September. What I do have left in the garden is some zinnia flowers. These do pretty good, but they've been very good to us this year, but they're kind of fading right now. And my wife loves to come out here in the morning and pick these and put them in a pot and make a bouquet or a presentation of them. Go give them to friends. And she likes to go to the Saturday farmer's market and put those on her table for display, which gives us a lot of enjoyment. All right, and coming over this way, here's the back left corner of my property. I break up all my leaves, and then I make compost piles that I use to put in the garden. Try to keep everything as organic as possible. And looking back up this way, this on the left is a row of blueberry bushes about 100 feet long. And over here on the right is a grapevine about 75 feet long. Look at that oak tree right there. Isn't that just fabulous? Just such a beautiful tree. I got all these live oaks on our property, which we really enjoy. So looking back this way towards the blueberries, this row's about 100 feet long. And we got about 50 to 60 pounds of blueberries this year off this row. And the blueberry season is over for us in about the month of June. So here it is at the end of July now, or mid-July. It's the 19th or 20th. And so it's completely over, and it's time for me to come back and prune these and trim them down. And here on the right side, I have a grapevine, and it's about 75 feet long. Now where I live, we grow a variety of vines called muscadines or scuppernons. They're not like the grapes that are grown in California or in Europe in one of the temperate climates, which have a soft skin. These are muscadines and scuppernons. They have a thick skin, just like the pears, so that they can survive pests and disease in the humid climate where we live. And you can see they're beginning to get some size, but they haven't turned yet. Look at that. See if I can get it into focus. There we go. And we'll just walk down here and take a look at these. And I'll do another video soon after these clusters begin to turn. It's so exciting when they come in. Now, the main problem we do have is deer coming in here eating these each night. Look at those clusters. Isn't that great? Let's go down here underneath and look up and see what we can see. Well, if this is your first time here to my channel, I'd like for you to hit that thumbs up button that you'll find down below, and please subscribe. On this channel, we talk about retirement and all things retirement for senior adults, gardening, health and fitness, and I've been mostly covering the financial aspect, but I'm going to be shifting soon and be talking about other aspects of retirement life. And I hope that you'll join me. Oh, by the way, these are fake snakes that we put in here just to keep the birds away. And this is another row of blueberries that I have right next to my grapevines. I need to do something to clear those out. This channel is called A Resilient Life, where we learn about self-reliance, resilience, and how to provide for and take care of yourself. My name is Ronnie. I'm glad that you stopped by, and I hope that you come back again soon. Take care, and we'll see you next time.